Welcome everyone to Diplomacy is Not an Option. So what am I going to call my lordship is going to be Know-It-All Gaming with a capital K and N for some reason. No idea why. But we're going to go with the campaign. Oh no we're not, we're going to do the tutorial. Okay, now normally I would say just skip it, go with the campaign, but seeing as this is a feel for the game, so the developer very kindly, Keymailer gave me a key for this, so I thought I would have a look at it. Now, if you remember good RTS games like Command and Conquer and all that kind of stuff, it has that kind of vibe. It also has the same, but just in a medieval setting, of course, i.e. we have our castle. So we're going through all the usual, select some units, move them around, and then we're going to be actually going on with the building. So as you do stuff, the grid disappears when you click on people. When you're building, you do get a grid that appears so you know your building size. So you can also move the kind of the direction of your units, and they organise themselves quite nicely. So we've got a couple of bad guys here. Let's get them killed. Okay, there we go. Those guys are dead. Right, okay, so press Alt. Okay, so that just highlights stuff. Okay, next we need to build a berry picker's house. So we need resources. So we go to build and we go to food. And then we build a berry picker's house. So there's some berries there, so I will put one there, and I think maybe a second one over there. There we go. So we're going to build two of those. Now again, down the bottom right hand corner you can change the speed of the game as usual. So play, double play and triple, which sometimes I will use throughout the course of this kind of show and tell for this game. So we're going to build a fishing hut so that we can do some fishing, and what I will tell you is that when the fish runs out you will need to demolish and then build it into one of the next slots, but that's more for the actual campaign. We are going to do a little bit of the first mission of the campaign, but I'm not going to show you the whole thing. I may well carry this on as a series, depending on if you guys want to see more. So just let me know down in the comments below what you think, and if you would like to see more Diplomacy is Not an Option content. Happy to create more. It is my kind of game. I do like RTS games. In fact, they're some of the first games that I played kind of, God blimey, 28 years ago. So yes. Okay, so we can increase or decrease the worker's radius, so you can minimize it down so they just concentrate on the wood near their place rather than walking miles away to actually go and collect the wood. So we can also set the flag as well. So we click back on the lumber mill, so set the work target link. What we'll do is we'll dump it down into the forest. So 3 people just randomly died. So there's some corpses. It seems someone died. Okay, so what do we need to do? Well, we need to build a grave digger's house and a cemetery. Nice, nice. They've thought of everything. Actually, it's quite cool that you have to have a grave digger and a graveyard for your dead, which is quite good. So is there space here? Right, we'll see. And we also need to build the graveyard next to it. Yep, that's handy. So the size fits. Lovely. So we've now got a gravedigger's house and a graveyard. Now I will say the campaign, the enemy waves are enormous. So you get a lot of enemies coming at you, and I've loved playing it. So really enjoyed this game so far. For all the stuff that you can access so far, from the fortress element, so building walls, gates, towers, everything else to defend your city. I'm loving it. I'm really enjoying it. It was fun to play, and I've sunk a few hours into it already. So definitely worth a go. This one. Just purely, it's got kind of a very much Foundation feel to it, graphics wise. It's built in Unity, of course, the same as Foundation. So at the same time, I get the reason that the graphics kind of look the same-ish. But again, completely unique game, completely different to Foundation. So yes, and different to going medieval as well. Going medieval, I would say, is probably a lot more complicated. whereas this is much simpler to play. It truly is an RTS. You build your production buildings, you build your military buildings, and then you just pump out your units. So yes, we've now built a builder's house, which gives us a couple of extra builders. We have 6 spare people, and our population is at 25 out of 40. And if you look at the top bar, you can see population growth 9 per day. So as a day finishes, you will get an additional 9 people. Now they can either be trained as soldiers or archers, or you can build buildings. So we want to do a bit of research. So what are we going to go with? Let's go with comfortable shoes maybe. So to unlock that, you've got to build other stuff. So we can research that. We can research the Builders Guild, 10% speed, 10% building and repair speed. And the last one is wooden walls and wooden towers and wooden gates have 30% additional durability. Let's go with the comfortable shoes, and it says it will not start until you actually close the window, and it's down at the bottom left hand corner. So there we go. Now we have sickness, of course, so we need to build a hospital. So there it is, hospital. Where do we want to build it? Yeah, there will do. Doesn't matter about a singular tree, so that tree will disappear as we put the foundations down, and again they will start constructing the hospital. So as you can see, we've got houses, we've got a builder's house, we've got a hospital, a grave digger, a graveyard, a fishing building, a berry pickers, and we've also got our lumber yard. So here we go, the enemies are going to attack us in waves, and as you can see in the mini map in the bottom left hand corner, it's going to be coming from the right hand side of the map. So that is where we're going to need to have our defences. So what kind of defences? We need a barracks, of course. So where are we going to put it? We've used up quite a lot of space already, so we could maybe put it at the back over there. There we go. Let's speed up time. And come on. Build, 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 build. There we go. That's really cool. And hit play. And what's it asking us for? Probably going to ask us for 5 archers. Yes, it is. So let's train 5 of them. That's 3, 4, 5. 2 more. Okay. So once those 5 have trained, and we'll put the flag over here, seeing as we know that's where the enemies are going to be coming from, and we will add the ones that have already come out to our existing unit. Now, one of the things I didn't try was the control key and then 1 to set a group. I'm sure it is a function. I haven't checked it yet, so I can't confirm because I don't know about you guys, but whenever I'm playing an RTS, I like my squads like 1 through 7. So when you're on the battlefield and you want to do tactical things, it's much easier if you've got them defined as groups, so then you can get stuff done. So you drag the wall out and then click again. We need some more wood. We're down to 17 wood if you look at the top bar. So we can't actually build any more defences at the moment. We need to harvest more wood. So I'm going to build an additional lumber mill, and I'm going to put it down here so that we can get some extra wood in. Oh, we can build a stonemason's place now as well to get additional stone, but I will tell you that you do not need it in this tutorial. Okay, so again, we're waiting for enough wood to be able to build the wooden gates, which is 32 wood, which we should have momentarily. Let's speed up time. I don't like waiting. There we go. Gates are ready to build, and we've got a nice little collection of wood coming in, and in fact our wood is now up to 41. So you rotate with the Q and E keys and then place with the left mouse button. So we want the defences on the outside like that. There we go. And we have built our gate. Now I probably want to build some additional wall as well, so we'll drag the wall down. Okay, we can only go to there, so we will just go to there. That's fine. The trees will disappear, and there we go. Now on those battlements, you can put your archers on the battlements, the gate, and any towers that you build as well. So the battlements do take archers. Now I've skipped the footage forwards a little bit, just for the sake of brevity. So we've built walls, we just need to build another tower, so we need 28 wood, and we've got 25. So as soon as the next delivery comes in, there we go. Just speed up time a little bit just to get some additional resources, and you can put the tower on the end of your wall like so, and that will line up nicely. It's the same all the way around, so it doesn't really matter. The stakes are at the bottom of the tower, and it does line up nicely with the wall. So again, the defense elements of this game are really cool as well. So there you go, and then you right click, and what they'll do is the archers will go up to the top and the knights will stay at the bottom. So what we want to do is take a few of the archers. There's a knight there as well, doesn't really matter. But let's take these guys and throw them in, and there we go, look at that. And you can take another one, put him in, and that's 4. And what you can also do is put some of those down onto the tower, but it does take 6 archers to populate the gates. So there we go. And now it's saying to cast a summoning spell. So we have at the top bar, you have a green glowing stone. That is what allows you to use magic, and magic can be used to summon some dark knights, which is pretty cool. And they last for 120 seconds before they despawn. So again, just collecting more resources. We only have 2 free workers, and our population is 40 out of 40. So the only way to do that is to build more houses to increase your population size. Not overly relevant for the tutorial, but again, so you click summon, and look at this. Boom. Oh, look at that. Enemy forces are approaching. Quelle surprise. We spawn in some bad guys and the wave starts coming. So we want to probably bring our knights out, so they can just stand there and defend. And what we can also do is put the archers into the towers. So as you can see, I've already put 3 down at the bottom tower, but you can also put them into the walls. So there we go. We'll send them up to the walls. There we go. Look at that. Our archers are on our battlements, and our knights are ready to defend. And as you can see, that is quite a large wave of enemies. I can tell you now, the numbers in the actual campaign mode on normal mode are diabolical. But as long as you've collected enough of those magic stones, you can spawn in your own army of dark knights. But there we go, there's the tutorial. So that's that finished off and done. So 26 enemies killed, but as you can see, I like the graphics, I like the play. It's an RTS. It is a real-time strategy, and you know, you don't see those that often these days. And I like the medieval setting as well. So again, you have endless mode as well, but again, campaign, you know me. So when it comes to Frostpunk 2, I'm doing story mode. When it comes to any games, I do story mode. I don't go for the let's do an endless mode and just showcase the game itself, because I think you're better off always doing a story mode first and then doing an endless or a custom scenario or all that kind of stuff once you've actually done the main meat of the game. And of course, in relation to Frostpunk 2, there will be DLCs coming out as well, which I'm looking forward to seeing what they're planning. But again, wake up call, so you select a difficulty, walk in the park, challenge accepted, or ultra hardcore. So we go with challenge accepted. So challenge accepted rather than walk in the park. Don't want to walk in the park, do we? We want some kind of challenge. And again, repulse all enemy attacks, there's 4 of them, kill all rebels in the valley, otherwise they will join the final attacking wave. Now that's something that I'd done 90% of, but didn't quite get all of them, so I may actually do a rerun of the first mission of the campaign now that I know more about it for creating future content. But I just wanted to show you, so this is how you start. You've got some resources. We also have a catapult. That is right, and that stone firing catapult, I can tell you now, is legendary. That's right, it is really cool. So you've got siege mechanics. You can put siege weapons into towers. Not quite sure the reality of that, but it's pretty cool that you can put your catapult on top of a defense tower, and that gives it the range to basically blitz the surrounding area when enemies attack. But again, your basic base building metrics are the same. You want your food, you want your wood, you want your stone, and then you want to start building houses, 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 houses to increase your population size so you can have as big an army as possible. Because of course, and what it took me a long time to realise, so this little wood, I don't know what you'd call it, an abandoned trailer. So there you go, a cart. So an abandoned cart. To collect it, you actually have to walk into it. So again, I missed that at the beginning. So there's a load of free resources that you can literally just walk your soldiers into, and you get food, you get stone, you get wood, depending on what is in the carts. So it's very good for an accelerated boost to building stuff right at the beginning of the game. So again, worth doing. But this is diplomacy is not an option, and I must say I'm absolutely loving the game. So congratulations to the studio. I'm going to give it a solid 9 out of 10. Obviously it is early stage, but it is already a very good functioning game with 2 factions. And again, if I was to be buying this, I would definitely give it a go. So until next time, all it leaves me to say is good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and from me, Know It All Gaming, good night, and see you on my next video.